And I would like to announce and call for our next speaker, Giancarlo Madness, who is the founding partner of NSM Lawyers. Giancarlo, the stage is yours, and maybe you can share your presentation.
Thank you, Paulina. Good afternoon to everybody. I will now share the screen and start the presentation.
New data out Wednesday shows U.S. inflation accelerated faster than economists had predicted in January. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, rose 0.5% for the month. It's also up by 3% since last January. The report shows fuel, auto insurance, and egg prices all factored into the increase.
If these tariffs were to be sustained, they would come at a price for consumers. This chart shows market expectations for inflation in the US, and you can see it's rising. Now, if we add a line for Europe, we can see the gap between the two has widened. In fact, it's at its largest in 3 years. And anecdotally, US businesses, including the retail giant Target, are warning of price rises. And there are all sorts of early indications that growth may be slowing.
Americans are moving to Europe in growing numbers.
It's the largest group coming that wants to relocate for a better life.
Relocation specialists say Americans right now are pointing to the same two problems:
Safety reasons and for politics reasons.
Brian and Janice say they left their home in Washington, D.C. for a more affordable and safer life in Portugal. 79-year-old Linda Corin from Santa Fe, New Mexico will move to Portugal at the start of April in hope of a California-like retirement without the West Coast price tag.
The climate is marvelous, and the sea is even more marvelous. And so if you add all of that together, it's a great decision as far as I'm concerned.
So good morning or good afternoon again. As Paulina said, I'm Gonçalo Mendes Leal. I'm the founding partner of NSM Lawyers, a law firm based in Lisbon, Portugal. And after a challenging year of 2024, we arrived to the year of 2025 with even more chaos, disruption, and also instability, uncertainty, and a lot of doubts create for the future. So we know that these moments of disruption typically create unique opportunities for the ones that are prepared for that. And people are seeking now for stability, security, and a future they can count on. Portugal is offering just that, a safe, welcoming, very nice place to build a new chapter. And that's why more people than ever are looking to make this move. And I have to just adjust what the previous speaker was saying about the Portuguese program. I think that she made a mistake, Irina. The Portuguese program is on and it's moving quite good, very good actually. The Spanish one is now closing, so I think the mistake was in between both programs. So the Portuguese program is okay and working perfectly, and I will explain it after in this presentation. So the number of investors, the numbers don't lie. We have now, Portugal is more attractive than ever. So students, investors, expats are being attracted to Portugal on a daily basis. The numbers of
Gonzalo?
Yeah.
Sorry for interruption. You have some blinks on the presentation. Maybe you can restart it because it covers a part of the text.
Blinks like here?
Yeah.
It's good now?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was the screen. And so from that perspective, the Portugal is clearly a plan B for most of the foreigners that are looking for these options of investment, residency by investment, citizenship, and so the question that we have now is what is stopping the clients at this point? We assume that is lack of information. So the role of the lawyers here in this presentation and in these forums is to try to guide the clients into these solutions that we have. So trying to synthesize a little bit what is the paths that Portugal has for the investors right now. We have two different paths. One is the D visa processes. The first thing that I need to mention about this kind of visas is that they demand actual relocation to Portugal for at least 6 months in a row or 8 months throughout the year. There are 4 different kinds of visas that we can apply. So the D2, that is for entrepreneurs, the D3, that is for high qualified professionals, the D7 is for passive income, and the D8 is for digital nomads. The advantage of this visa, this kind of visas, is that they don't have an investment requirement, so you can simply show that you have the conditions to be living in Portugal. The figures depend a little bit on which kind of visa that you are aiming, but you have the right to live here without an investment. You have this minimum period of stay of 6 months in the country, 6 months in a row or 8 months throughout the year. All these visas create a direct path to citizenship after 5 years of the initial submission. They are very simple in terms of procedures. The process is started with the support of the lawyers, but it started remotely near the embassies or consulates of Portugal spread around the world, with specific documentation that you have to deliver to prove that you have the conditions that are needed for these programs. And of course, with holding these cards on your hands will give a very high mobility in the Schengen area that will allow you to work, live, and travel throughout the Schengen area. On the other hand, we have what normally we say is the most popular program in Europe. It's the Portuguese Golden Visa. That is a program that was launched by the Portuguese government back in 2012 with the aim of attracting international investors into Portugal, and in exchange of this investment, giving a residency title that could lead to citizenship or can lead to citizenship. Currently, there are 5 paths to work on this Golden Visa. So I will run through them quickly. So the first one is the creation of 10 jobs. So basically, it's having a company, hiring 10 people inside of this company, keeping payrolls and payments to Social Security throughout the 5 years of the program, and with that you can access the residency title and then applying for citizenship. The second one is donation starting from 200K for cultural projects that are pre-approved by the government. It's a pure donation, so you deliver the money to a specific entity that will accept it and will issue a declaration, and with that declaration you can apply for the Golden Visa and have the same rights. Also a donation for research activities starting from 500K. Another kind of investment is capitalizing Portuguese companies, existing Portuguese companies, starting from 500K. In this category, you need to hire at least 5 employees to the company in a period of at least 3 years. And last but not the least, I would say that the most popular one invest 500K of investment in units of participation in venture capital funds that don't have any direct or indirect investment on real estate. This has become I would say, most popular vehicle for investors, since the real estate is no longer available, because it's a very simple procedure, very easy to understand for the investors, and in a way the clients can choose the type of investment they want to do according with their profile of investor. If they want to go to industry, to green energies, hospitality, agriculture, depends on their profile and, of course, the level of risk that they want to take. With the golden visa, the advantage of the golden visa, it's again the smallest amount of investment. So starting from 200K in this category of the cultural donation. The Portuguese golden visa only demands a 7-day per year stay in Portugal. So you don't need to relocate in this case. You just have to use this 7 days per each year for being able to renew the card in the future. It's the fastest way to get a UE passport. So 5 years after the initial submission, you can apply for the Portuguese passport, which is a very strong passport. It's top 5 in the world in terms of direct entry in other countries, and it's I believe it's 183 countries that you have a direct entry with the Portuguese passport. Again, very light in terms of documentation required. Black or white process. If you have the documentation that is needed, it will be approved. If you don't, it starts from our end. The lawyers must tell you that you are not able to get it from the first moment. So it's very easy to analyze from that perspective. And again, it gives the holders of the card high mobility in all the Schengen area and the possibility of living in Portugal with this card. Right now, we were suffering from the last years serious backlogs in terms of the program. The government has launched in the beginning of this year new procedures that will turn the process into a more a fast route to acquire the residency title, transforming the process into a full digital process since the moment of submission. And the expectations is that this backlog that we were feeling for the last years will be reduced, and also new applicants will have a better experience. I would say that we could predict that the numbers, the timeline for since the investment is complete and the submission of the process until you get the first card should be something around 9 months to 1 year, and not the period that we have right now, that is in some cases close to 2 years. So this is a way that the Portuguese government is showing to all the investors that they want to attract this investment to Portugal. They want to be more efficient in the way they are dealing with the process, and with this giving a full experience for the holders of the cards. And at the end, when you want to apply for citizenship, also this trigger of time for the 5 years of legal residency in Portugal, starting from the submission, is also a sign from the government that actually they are willing to give the citizenship quicker than ever. So for all this, it's necessary to have proper legal support. A law firm in Portugal is the first step that you need to take in order to advance for a process like that will guide you from initial procedures. So all the steps that you need to take, opening the bank account, the tax number, helping you or making the conversations and creating the bridges with the funds that are eligible for the golden visa, analyzing the funds and if they do qualify for golden visa, and to do that due diligence for the program, for the funds into the program. The idea also is to do a very smooth experience for the clients and organize all the paperwork for main investors and their family members, and support near the AIMA, which is our immigration office in Portugal. And on that, I think that it's NSM. We are working on this. We are, as I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, Lisbon-based, Portugal-based law firm. We are working and specialize with international investments, namely the golden visa and the D visa processes. we are currently working with more than 1,500 investors along with their families. So we have a lot of experience with this kind of investments. We have 100% success rate. We are one of the major players in this field in Portugal. Because of the number of clients that we have and the size of the team, we have a lot of experience that we can bring to the table to expedite the procedures, to act fast, to understand the changes that are existing in the process, in the program. So we can access the information almost in a daily basis from what is happening in the field, and we are very committed in the relation that we have with the clients. We feel the responsibility of this investment and the confidence that the clients have to put into a law firm, and we assume that position, and we give everything that we can to give all the support to the clients from initial procedures to the citizenship. So to conclude the presentation, I would say that Portugal has great opportunities and options of investment or using the D visas, and with that access what we like to call a golden country. And why is Portugal a golden country? Well, better than I tell you, let me show you why.
Yes?
Hello, Jenny. It's Nuno, the lawyer from Portugal. How are you?
I'm doing well. To be honest, I'm doing great after what I've experienced here.
I told you. I was 100% sure you would love it.
Look, I have to say, you were right. I'm really, really enjoying your country. It's just what you said it would be.
That's why they call it the Golden Country.
Yeah, in every way. From the people to the gastronomy, the weather, the sea, the sunsets, the security, the cost of living. Whether I'm in the north or the south, the coast or the interior, I feel at home. And I've fallen in love with everything I've gotten to know.
So I guess it's a go, right?
Yes, let's do it.
Sure, I'll start the paperwork immediately.
Thank you, Nuno. I'm looking forward to it. Let yourself be carried away by our golden country. Invest with security. Invest with the legal support of NSM lawyers.
So I guess this summarizes what the country means to us and how the investors are looking at it. My name again is Gonçalo. It was a great pleasure being here representing Portugal and explaining the programs. Feel free to reach out after this webinar to clarify any doubts that you may have on the Portuguese sides. We are here to help, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Gonzalo. Also, I would like to mention that the team of NSM lawyers would be present for our conference in Istanbul, so you can also meet them in person there. I was wondering, do you have a few minutes for questions that we have in the chat? Okay, perfect. So I see the question from Mr. Rula. Are there any nationalities that are banned from applying for a golden visa?
No, banned, we don't have any limitation. Sometimes we can have more difficulties on the opening of the bank accounts. The compliance of the banks right now is taking too much time, I would say. Some of the options, especially the funds that are operating on the golden visa market, they have options of receiving the funds directly from the exterior of Portugal and create the documentation that is needed to prove the origin of the funds. So the only issue that we are having in some nationalities is the difficulty on opening the bank account and the time that is consuming for the investors.
Okay, thank you so much. The next question from James was, are you seeing one large venture capital group or bank taking most of the golden visa investment vehicles? A most favorite provider?
We are lawyers, so we cannot make financial advisory in terms of the funds. There are specialists on that. We can also make the bridge to financial advisors that could help the investors to look the different funds and to the full scenario. They are certified by CMVM, which is the authority that regulates the funds. We can see, because of the number of clients that we have, what funds are having more traction than the others. But again, we must be totally independent from that perspective. So we typically advise the clients either to look online and to find the funds that are available, or to connect with this kind of financial advisors.
Okay, perfect. Understandable. And the next question is, which jurisdictions are you seeing most golden visa investors are from? I'm hearing Russian, CIS, and US.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, right now, basically, typically the clients that are looking for these programs for the last 11, 12 years are coming from the countries that are having political or any other kind of issues. So basically, for the last years, I would say clients are coming from Turkey, from Russia, from US. More recently, after COVID, before COVID, we didn't have that much number, or that big number of US investors. Right now, it's becoming a big number. Also from China. And I would say that this covers the majority of the main investors that we are having here.
Okay, great. And with the investment, one has to acquire a tax residency or not?
It's a very good question. So you need to have a tax number to do the investment, but by getting the residency title or the tax number, that doesn't mean that you become fiscal resident in Portugal. For that, you have to spend at least 183 days in Portugal. And so it's not an automatic system. If you relocate to Portugal, of course, that you will become a fiscal resident in Portugal, because you are going to spend more than 183 days. If not, and even with citizenship, you are not obliged to become a fiscal resident in Portugal. Although, of course, all the earnings that you have in Portugal will be subject to the Portuguese taxation. On the fund route, actually, there are exemptions in terms of taxation. So the investors like that route too, because of these exemptions that exist. But answering directly to the question, no, you don't become a fiscal resident in Portugal due to the Golden Visa program.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for the open question. And I believe the last questions I'm seeing is, can Indians apply for a golden visa from these countries holding Indian passport?
Yeah, from our perspective, we have no limitation. The Indian citizens normally they have an issue with double citizenship, because India doesn't accept that. I must tell that most of the clients that we are having from India, they do apply for citizenship at the end. I don't know how they cover the situation locally, but in Portugal, we don't have any limitation.
Okay, wonderful. So I think in this case, your colleague Sarah helped a little bit with answering the questions. You also would be able to ask all the questions in the end for a Q&A session. Thank you so much, Gonzalo.
Thank you very much.
It was wonderful seeing you.
Thank you. I will cut my sharing.